Hello, I'm Courtney, what's up? And today I'm going to be reviewing the movie The Scorch Trials. So I saw The Scorch Trials last night and oh my gosh, this movie was so good. I really enjoyed this movie. To be honest, I think I like it better than The Maze Runner. It was just so intense and just, oh my gosh, it was just so well done and I loved it. Hands down, I give this movie 10 out of 10 stars and I give it a 98%. That's how good it was. I can't really give you a synopsis for this movie unless you have seen The Maze Runner. So if you have not seen The Maze Runner and The Scorch Trials, I would leave now because I'm about to spoil The Scorch Trials and also some things from The Maze Runner. So if you have not seen The Scorch Trials yet, I would see it because it was wonderful. So go see The Maze Runner and then go see The Scorch Trials and then come back here so we can discuss it together. So bye non-spoily people and go see the movies because they are amazing. So bye! Okay, did you leave? Did you? You should have left by now if you haven't seen them yet. If you haven't left yet, this is your last warning. So, The Scorch Trials. We start right where we left off at the end of The Maze Runner with them being in the helicopter and now they're getting dropped off at the place, which I don't remember what the place is called. But they go to a place and we think it's a good place. But then it turns out it's not a good place. You know, I was skeptical of this place at first because I was like, oh, you know, we don't know who these people are, so obviously I was being skeptical. But you know, I like to give faith in things, so I was like, I'm gonna put my trust in them at first, but then all trust was lost like 5 seconds later. We get this new character named Jansen, and he's like the head of this place. And I was skeptical of him because of his accent. His accent's really weird, and every time he said a word that started with an S, I laughed so hard because it sounds so weird. Like when he said scorch, you'll never survive in the scorch. 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 But anyway, I had faith in him at first because I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna give him a chance. But then I lost my trust in him like 5 seconds later because turns out he was working for Wicked. Why does it seem like everyone works for Wicked? Even like the good guys in a way work for Wicked because we thought they were the good guys but turns out they're not the good guys and it's just like, oh, it's crazy. I mean, I wasn't really shocked when Jansen said he was working for Wicked because I wasn't trusting him anymore, but I mean, I was shocked at the same time since I haven't read the books. And so if you read the books, like obviously when you're watching this movie, you're like, oh, don't trust him, don't trust him. But me, I haven't read the books, so I didn't know if I was supposed to trust him or not. And I was also skeptical of this place because when they're all at like lunch or dinner somewhere, like he starts calling out people and they're all going somewhere and that guy's like, oh man, they're so lucky, they're going to like paradise, and they're not. They're going to get tests and have surgery just like Wicked was doing and then putting them in the maze. I was so sad when Thomas and that kid, I forgot his name, it starts with an E, it was really weird, but him and Thomas, they get the key card and they go into the room where all the buddies are, and that's where they find out it's Wicked. And like Jansen was like, how about we check out our new arrivals? Thomas is like, wait, we're the new arrivals. And then he runs out and he's like, we gotta go guys, we gotta go. That just, it was priceless. I mean, here we got Thomas acting like a maniac and everyone's just like, Thomas, what are you doing? But he was acting like a maniac for a good reason because he was about to die. So, you know, they're trying to escape and then they find that doctor and, you know, Thomas is like, lead me to Teresa because we ain't leaving without her, because I wasn't even shocked by that. I was like, oh, Thomas is gonna go save Teresa. He can't go without Teresa or else he's gonna die or something. The doctor leads him to Teresa and, you know, she got tests done, but I feel like it's never really explained what type of test she had done, because she never really said anything about her test except she had like that barcode thingy on her neck. I hope we learn more about what type of test she has in the next movie, because I want to know what they did to her and what they're doing to everyone else. But we save Teresa and they break the window and then they're escaping, and you know, they're about to go through the door and the key card stops working. Obviously that was the most ironic thing, and Jansen's there, and then oh, that's where he says his line. That's where he says, "You'll never make it alive in the Scorch." He says it something like that. But you know, Thomas doesn't care, and he survived in the Scorch. So, burn Jansen. When they got outside of the building and they're like running up the sandhill, I was just like, oh my gosh, someone's gonna fall, someone's gonna die, someone's gonna get captured, and I was just so scared someone wasn't going to make it when they were escaping. I really liked how they went into that building, and it was like a mall because there was escalators and a bunch of buildings, and like they didn't even know what that building was, and I found that really interesting. And you know, they're in the building and you can tell there's light bulbs on the ceiling, but they don't know where to turn them on, but they're seeing the wires. Like, you know, there are light bulbs in this building because you see the wires on the ground. And you know, Thomas and Mino, they're together, and Mino, he finds like the cable box for the electricity and stuff, and then he turns it on, and then all the lights turn on, and then guess who shows up? The disease people. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, out of all the things that happened, the disease people show up. But I wasn't even shocked. I was just like, of course they're gonna come, because I feel like the disease people, they're attracted to light in a way. Like, I don't know if that's right or not, but I feel like they are. So we get our first look at the disease people in this movie, and I don't think they're even people. They're pretty much just zombies. They're not human, guys. They're zombies. They were literally going like and being disgusting and not that great stuff, and it was just ugh. But guess what, guys? Whenever they showed up, I didn't close my eyes, and I'm so proud, because probably if I was seeing this a year ago now, like year ago me seeing this movie, I probably would have been scarred for life. But there were some points when I went like, cause like I would just freak out and be like, oh my gosh. But anyway, the disease people are like zombies, and they start attacking us, and you know, it was funny. Everyone else was just like standing, and then here we got Mino and Thomas running, and they're just like, why are they running? And then they see the people and they're just like, run! I was just like, guys, if you see them running, then you should start running. So they're running, they're trying to get out of here, and then that poor guy, poor Winston, he gets stuck in the door. He gets scratched by one of them, but he gets scratched, and I was just like, no, he's gonna die. And then he does die later on, and that was very sad. Oh, and I'm sorry if the lighting gets weird. Sometimes the lighting gets weird when I film here, so just, I'm sorry. But they get out, and you know, Winston's passed out, and they're like walking through the Scorch, and then the infection gets worse, and then he's like, give me the gun, and then Newt gives him the gun, and then they go back, and then you hear the gunshot, and it's just so sad. So they're out in the building, they're in the Scorch, and I don't remember who told them about this, but they want to go to the mountains to find the mountain people, because that's supposed to be like the safe haven. So, you know, they're walking their merry little way, and then all of a sudden they see lights, and they're like, oh, that's the town. That's obviously the place we need to go to. And then you see this storm in the sky, right? Right. And there's lightning going down. The lightning is literally hitting the ground. and the lightning's getting closer to the ground and getting closer to them, and they're not running. But then all of a sudden they start running because I guess it got near one of them or something, and then they're just like run, and they're running, and oh my gosh, that scene with the lightning was just so intense. And then Mino got struck by lightning, and I was just like, no, Mino, you cannot die on me. I may or may not really like Mino, but you know, lightning can't stop Mino. He leaves, and it was wonderful. So we get to the place and they get in, and all of a sudden there's diseased people chained up, and I'm just like, what type of place is this exactly? And there's like a bunch of them chained up, so I'm just like, what in the world? What type of person would chain all these people up, and how exactly did they chain these people up? But then we get our new character, Brenda. She's like, oh, look, you met our guard dogs. Do you want to stay in here or come with me? And obviously we went with her. So Brenda is wonderful. I love her so much. She's so kick butt, and I love her. I love her, and she better not die on me in the next movie, or else I'm gonna be so depressed. And like, she ain't dying. She can't, because I ship her with Thomas. So she's giving us a tour of this place, and then we meet that guy. Man, I forgot his name. I forget everyone's name in this movie. I'm sorry. All their names are so confusing. But this guy plays Sydney in the Magic Mirror on Once Upon a Time, which that was really cool seeing him again. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's the Magic Mirror, what? At first, I didn't really like him because I was confused on what he wanted to do, and then he tied them up, and I was really just thrown off by that, but now I like him, because now he's like on our side. So he all good. And then of course Jansen and his people have to show up, and I still don't understand why. How did he get there? But did Teresa, Teresa called them in again. Oh my gosh, she did that twice. Oh, Teresa. Oh yeah, I hate Teresa now because she called in Jansen and his people twice. And now she works for Wicked, and so I hate her, and I don't ship her with Thomas anymore, like I did in The Maze Runner in like the beginning of this movie. So yeah, I don't like her. You lost my trust. But Jansen and his people come, and oh, I really liked how they escaped. The Sydney guy, he plays a song, and then Brenda was like, come on, we have to hurry before the song. And so I'm just like, oh, the place is going to blow up. Because I've seen this before in movies. Someone will play a song while they're fighting, and then when the song ends, the place will blow up. And I always like that when movies do that, because I just find it like so awesome, and it makes the fight scene so much better. And you know, everyone's escaping with those zip lines, but Brenda and Thomas don't escape through the zip lines, because Brenda got that picture of her brother, and I was just like, oh, that's so sad. And they have to take this other way. They have to go to the sewer, and that scene, oh gosh, that scene. I think the sewer scene was the scene that freaked me out the most. You know, we have Thomas and Brenda walking through the sewer, and they're trying to get out of there. They're trying to find a way out, and you know, Thomas thinks he finds a way out, but he's like, okay, where's Brenda? And he finds her, and she's looking at this stuff on the wall, and you know, I'm thinking, oh, this is stuff from like the disease, because it looks like the disease stuff because of like the color, and I've like seen like that in movies before where the disease will be on the wall and the disease will be alive on the wall. And then this mouse comes out of like a hole or something. And so I'm thinking, oh, this mouse has the disease. Get away from the mouse. It kind of looked like it had the disease, because I don't remember why, but I was just like, oh, this mouse has the disease, guys. Get away from it. And first off, I'm just sitting here just being like, why are you even going in this section of the sewer? Because I'm just thinking this stuff's going to attack you. Even though it's not even human, the disease will attack you. And so the mouse, the mouse goes on its merry little way. And then all of a sudden, someone grabs the mouse and tries to eat it. And there's a person in the disease stuff. There's a human in that disease stuff. But it's not even like human, because like it has like no skin. And then there's multiple people in this disease stuff. And they're still not running it. And then they finally start running. And I was just like, why did you guys wait so long? When they were trying to get out of the sewer, that was really creepy because it was kind of reminding me of World War Z, which I never saw, but like I know what World War Z is about. And I'm just sitting here just being like, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. They're gonna die. That is what you get for going in that section. Just like, you guys are dead. It's nice knowing you. Yeah, the movie's now over now. But I still had faith in them because I was like, they kick so much butt, they're gonna make it. I don't know why I thought this. But, it was daytime when they get out. So I'm just thinking, hey, maybe the people will just like dissolve. But then I'm just like, but vampires dissolve in the daylight. And they're not vampires. But maybe they'll dissolve. Sadly, they did not dissolve when they got into the sunlight. Oh my gosh. The scene where they're walking up the building and then, Brenda falls onto the glass and it cracks and she's trying to get up and it's slowly cracking. And then obviously that person has to show up and it's attacking her and then it scratches her foot and then Thomas grabs her and then he falls out in just that scene. Oh my gosh. I think it was that scene when I started shipping Thomas and Brenda together, and I ship them so freaking hard. If they don't get together, I am going to be so upset. And then like they go to the party and Thomas goes out to the dance floor and then Brenda's there and then they kiss. But then when he pulls back, it's Teresa. And I was like, whoa, Teresa, what are you doing here? You're ruining the moment, Teresa. But obviously that kiss is a dream. But to me, that kiss was real. That kiss was real for Thomas and Brenda. It was real, guys. And they have so many other moments together and it was just wonderful. And oh my gosh, we go to their camp and that guy's there and then Brenda falls and she has the disease and they're like, oh, we gotta kill her. And I'm just like, no, don't kill Brenda. Do not kill Brenda. But bless, when Mary showed up, I was just like, thank you. And she was just like, don't kill her. I'll help her out. And I was just like, thank you. At first, I thought Mary was actually Thomas's mother because in the beginning of the movie, they had the scene when Thomas was little of his mom giving him away to those people. So I was thinking, oh, this is his mom. And they're reunited. So nice. But I guess that's not his mom because it was never established. And then Thomas talks to Teresa and Teresa's like, oh, I hope you can forgive me for what I've done. And Thomas is like, what you've done? What have you done? And then he sees the lights and I'm just like, Teresa, why would you do this to us? Teresa called wicked again. And I'm just like, Teresa, I can't believe you. And she's just like, I'm sorry I had to do this. And I'm just like, no, you didn't. And so Jansen and his men come and also the head of Wicked shows up and then they start fighting and people die and Mary dies and then Minnow is captured and just like, it was so upsetting. But it's gonna be okay because Thomas was like, I am going to save Minnow. And he's going on a revenge plot. And then that other girl was like, I would want some revenge. So they're gonna go all up revenging on Wicked. And I'm pumped to see them go do some revenge on Wicked. So those are my overall thoughts on the Scorch Trials. My gosh, I had a lot of thoughts for this movie because so many things happened. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more movie reviews, you can click the subscribe button down below. I'm Courtney, and I will see you all next time with a new video up soon, so I will see you then, so bye!